going to now do all 20 problems from your Algebra 2 midterm. So what I want you to do is pay attention to all the problems, write down any one that you missed. You need to copy and try to understand them. Even if you missed just 1 point, you need to redo that problem and turn it into me, and I'll give you some credit. I determine how many points I'm going to give you. So let's start with problem number 1. This was probably one of the most highly missed problems on the test. It was a mixture problem. And what happened was you got confused by the new mixture problems and you forgot how to do the old mixture problems. So let's read this one. One solution was 90% iodine. So I made my little bins. This one's 90% iodine. And the other solution was 70% iodine. That's telling us there's two solutions and we don't know how much they are. So this tells us it's an old problem opposed to it being the new type where you will only have one thing you don't know. So we'll call this one X and this one Y. We have 90% of one solution. We have 70% of another solution to give us 100 liters of a solution that's 78% iodine. I'm hoping, even though you've seen me do these over and over again, that maybe something will click, and this will be the time that you get mixture problems. So it says one solution's 90%, another solution's 70%. How much of each should we use to get 100 liters of a solution that's 78%? Now you'll notice we have two variables, so how many equations do we need? We need two. The first equation is just this top line, x plus y equals 100. The second equation is the value of what's in it. So it's going to be this times this plus this times this equals this times this. So it's going to be 0.9 times x plus 0.7 times y equals 0.78. So now we have our two equations. One's just simply the top line. The other one is these two multiplied together. Now we can solve for one of them. Let's do x equals 100 minus y. And then we're going to take this and we're going to substitute it in for that. So we get 0.9 equals 100 minus y plus 0.7y equals, whoops, and I forgot to take this times 100. That was bad. Equals 78. So this times this times this, and this times this, even though I didn't write that. So now we just solve it for y. This is simple solving. And we're going to get negative 2.0 y equals negative 12. And y is going to equal 60. Most of you missed this problem because you didn't put liters at the end of it. You just left it blank. If it has liters in the problem, you need to put liters in your solution. And then we just go back up here, we'll take 100 minus 60 and get x equals 40 liters. So even if the only thing you missed on this problem was you forgot the units, you need to write this whole thing down and resubmit it to me. Alright, let's move on to the next problem. This is a circle problem. Some of you didn't get the right printout and your circles were all messed up, and I took that into consideration. This is a simple circle problem. The things you need to keep in mind is this is the center of the circle. I wrote that on there. If this is the center, then the center to any point on the circle would be the radius. And all the radii of a circle are equal. So we know this equals this. The next thing that you know is this is an inscribed angle. If you have an inscribed angle in the circle, this one is twice whatever the angle is. So the arc, the intercepted arc, is twice the intercepted angle. Inscribed angle. So that would be 64. Now we're going to work backwards. This was the only piece of information that they gave us. Another thing we could figure out is if this is a triangle with these two sides equal, then P has to equal 32. If the sides are equal, the angles opposite them are going to be equal. Next thing is, since this is a center, this is the central angle. The central angle is the same as the intercepted arc. So this one's going to be 64. And the final thing is, these two angles lie on the same line, so they're going to add up to 180. So y is going to have to be 180 minus 64, so y is going to equal 116 degrees. This one's not bad. You just have to know that the inscribed angle, that the arc it intercepts, is twice the inscribed angle. Okay, onward. Here's another one that I found out that a lot of people don't understand how to do. This is converting polar form to rectangular form. So this is 330 degrees. So I have to find the angle that's 330 degrees. We always start at the x-axis here. So I'm going to go around, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, and I'm going to stop right here at 330 degrees. We always draw a triangle up to the x-axis. So this is going to be what's left is the triangle we're going to deal with. It's 30 degrees. Now to find x and y. That's our SOHCAHTOA stuff. So we know the opposite is sine and the adjacent is cosine. So we're going to say the sine of 30 degrees equals the opposite, which is y, over the hypotenuse. Remember, the hypotenuse is the longest side and it's opposite the right angle. Over 30. And if we solve this one for y, just put this in your calculator and get a number, and it's 0.5. Then you cross multiply and solve for y, and you get y is approximately 15 degrees. Then we're going to do, now we need to find x. And you're going to notice that it's going to be, we'll get to that later. Cosine of 30 degrees equals x over 30. Now the 30 isn't the degrees, the 30 is the length of this vector. So we put that all on our calculator and we're going to get x is approximately equal to 26 degrees. We're supposed to put it in rectangular form, so we're going to put our right and our left part in here. So we would say 26 right minus 15 up. And the reason why it's minus is the y is actually negative. It's coming down this direction. So this would be your final solution. So you might need to rewind this and look at this again, but these aren't really very difficult. If you have trouble with these and you don't understand this, make sure you ask me and I'll meet with you and go over this kind of problem. You want to stop it?